Hello friends and welcome back to the Lords of War hobby channel, where usually myself and Jay talk about all things hobby related, give you product reviews and try to give you the up and up on the hobby, whether it's tutorials or whatever. Jay is still camping right now, so it is just the Chris show today, and I'm just going to keep it simple with some fun little short videos talking about hobby projects and random brushes and all that sort of thing. So yeah, let's jump into it. I wanted to talk a little bit about, I was airbrushing this yesterday, and I was kind of just thinking as I was doing it about how my thought process has changed a lot in the last couple years. And something like this, where I've done these lines, I do a lot more now with the airbrush than I would have previously done a number of years ago, because I would have looked at something like this, like black stripe and red stripe, and said to myself, well, do I really want to spend all this time masking and taping off the area, doing something that's not very fun, right? Like getting this little masking tape out, and on something like this, you've got a lot of these like grooves that go up and down. So putting a piece of tape flat across here, you've actually got to like cut in a little bit and kind of work the tape in, and even still you might not get it perfect. Like sometimes it's perfect, sometimes it's a little wide, sometimes you overshoot a little bit, and that's okay. It's just me goofing up a bit. But the real answer is I've learned that yes, it is worth it. Just from doing a couple of projects. My daughter's a cane, for example. Maybe I'll show that off on the channel at some point. That I did for Adepticon a couple of years ago. I only had a couple months to paint the whole army, and out of necessity, I had to learn how to use things like not learn how to, but really utilize stuff like masking tape, camo putty, which this stuff is phenomenal. Probably let me know, guys, in the comments if you want to see me do an actual like how to use this stuff. But tape is great for your like straight up and downs and your like kind of hard edge shapes, and then this is good for just about everything else. So think of like a blue tack that's not blue, it's black, that you can basically stick onto your model, right? You can cover up areas, and then it peels right off super easily. And the best part of this is it's reusable. So I have this jar that I bought 5 years ago, and I haven't had to throw out any of it yet. The paint just absorbs into the blackness or whatever. You fold it a couple times, it's just gone. So very cool product, very useful, especially for organic shapes. Maybe you got some shoulder pads you want to airbrush around a Space Marine, you just quickly jam this stuff on. And I'll go back to this again, like it feels sometimes like using these products in the moment, you're like, all this prep work, it takes so long. I don't know, am I actually saving time? Is this how I really want to be spending my time? And I guess I've gotten to the point where the answer for me at least is yes. It is worth the time. And the way I always balance that out is I think about like, okay, well, realistically, if I was going to paint this black stripe, how long would it take me to base coat this area? How long would it take me to get the highlights in here in a smooth way? How's it going to look next to an airbrushed gray if I have it painted on black, right? And so these are all considerations, but a lot of the time, the only consideration is, generally speaking, just to put the colors in with your brush is going to take longer, generally speaking, than just doing the taping and getting it done with the airbrush. I think I've found that if I just take the time to think about my project before I jump into it, think about, okay, I've got this tank, cool, what colors are going to go on here? And then it's basically like a simple thing like, okay, what order do I need to airbrush in? How much can I get away with airbrushing, right? Like I could have, granted, I'm usually not this guy, but I really could have been, and maybe should be, the guy who doesn't glue his tracks on and airbrushes those as well, or just rattle cans them with a silver. But I'm not a big fan of gluing on stuff after it's painted. Personally, I always find that annoying. I mean, you can get this like great black gold labeled Bob Smith glue, which doesn't frost, which is really good. But I still, you know, if you get gaps and stuff like that after, it's just annoying. So I try to avoid doing the whole glue after thing and keeping parts separate. But there are times that really call for it, right? Yeah, so just, I guess my whole point of this video is, it just reminded me yesterday. I'm like, because it took a while to do all. I had 3 of these tanks, right? So I got that guy. I got this one. This one's cool. It's got some red. I'm trying to make them all a little bit different, right? It's got a bit more red splashed on there, and then this guy's got a little red stripe back here. And they're gonna have like different unit markings and stuff, so they look a little different essentially. I was just thinking, it reminded me that there's a lot of value into a lot of us just kind of like dive headfirst into projects and kind of think as we go. There is a lot of value, I think, still to slowing down a little bit and just taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes before you jump into a new mini, before you jump into a new unit, before you jump into a tank, before you airbrush something, before you do your next hobby project, just to think about it, to look at it, think about how to tackle it, think about the things you could do to speed it up. What are the main colors? Could you airbrush it? Could you do a rattle can spray color? Think about your attack, like how you're going to actually attack the model, how you're going to approach the project. And I think just taking that time will ultimately save you. It'll not only save you a lot of time down the road, because if you're painting an army, it's, you know, a lot of repetitive sort of things. It'll also just, I think, just look better and come out better, right? Because you've put the time into thinking about it. This is often why too I will sometimes do like a prototype model or like a demo or a test fig for a scheme or an army project to kind of get all of my bad ideas out of the way, thinking like, oh, could I non-metallic metal the whole army's this, or could I I don't know, paint this color and blend it this, or maybe this scheme together, or should I hand paint this or airbrush this? Get all those bad ideas out or good ideas out of the way in the beginning, right? And planning helps with that, and doing a test model helps with that a lot. So I know it wasn't a super exciting video, but I wanted to use that like stream of consciousness. It was in my head yesterday. I just wanted to share what I was thinking, and it kind of just reminded me of like, oh yeah, this is a nice evolution of my hobby. I'm glad I'm thinking and planning things more. It is saving me a lot of time, which is helpful when you're an old fart like me and you have less time to hobby. Damn kids keep needing attention and stuff. Yeah, hopefully. Apparently they grow out of that. We'll see. It's just a byproduct of life. So let me know what you guys think. What are your secrets what are the things you've kind of learned to help you speed up or optimize your projects? Do you spend a couple minutes thinking about the miniature before your brush hits the model, or are you a go-get-em kind of, I'm a doer, not a thinker, Ricky Bobby style, you know? Are you a Ricky Bobby painter, or have you evolved? Let me know. Thanks for watching. If you want to support us, we really appreciate it. Help us build up this channel, help us get some better cameras and some better sound equipment, so Chris isn't always having to use his cell phone or Jay's DSLR camera. Your little $3 donations go a long way on the Patreon website. So check that out. We appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great day.